see, Prague, I believe that's in the down under, yeah. Prague's in the down under. Italy, Pittsburgh, Barcelona, Colorado. Awesome. Listen, as usual, it is an absolute pleasure to share some time with you. And the goal and vision for today is so that we can elevate in some type of way. And the topic, I will let this living legend share here in a moment, but I just want to say my 2 cents. It is good to see you. It's good to have you here. And oftentimes when it comes to trading, I'm going to pretend you're already in, you're already trading, you're going along your journey, you've accomplished, the decision of I want to take control of my financial future when it comes to money because the bank's already doing it and they're not giving me all the money back, right? You've already said yes. You're wanting to elevate, right? Now you've gone through the basics. You've met my girl Ash Motive just last week, and she is a living legend as well. She broke down what this market can do and what it consistently does every single day, every single week and year. We're past that part. You're going along the journey now. You're tapping into live classes, and you're on the cusp of taking your own practice trades or even your real trades, right? This is where it gets difficult, but not trading. See, trading's the same. Trading's always consistent in its own way. The people that trade, they're the inconsistent. They're the inconsistent part when it comes to this journey. And I'll elaborate on that right now. You see, when you get this information, you start to understand it. The next thing you do is you try to trade perfect. I want you to put a capital P in the chat box if you heard what I said. You're going to want to trade perfectly. And there's no such thing. Now, why in every other aspect of your life, you can't be perfect. You can't. But man, when it comes to trading, it's got to be perfect or this isn't for me. I quit. I'm going to walk away from my goals and my reasons for why that I got started. And it baffles me every single time. And it really breaks my heart, seriously, because I and our team and our family at Ellev8 care about you. We literally are doing this because we care about you. We make money, 90% of it from trading. That's our lifestyle. So John, why are you telling me this? Because everybody they get this information and then they want to trade perfect, and trying to trade perfect keeps you from doing anything. You're still losing. You're not going to trade perfect. And this legend who's going to take over here in about 2 more minutes, he's going to explain to you how to be extremely successful and do one thing perfectly, and that will make your experience very close to perfect. And the topic today, folks, is R&R. Put that in the chat box, R&R, for risk management. That is how you trade perfect, because you're not going to trade perfect. You're trading against the banks who have trillions and multi-billions of dollars, and you want to trade perfect. You're not going to trade perfect, and that's where risk management comes into play. That is what separates a super student and a professional trader, which in our world, a super student is a professional trader. It separates someone that really gets this industry and excels or elevates, and the ones that don't. If you hear about a friend that, oh, my friend used to do that, and it didn't work for them, it's probably not going to work for me. Did your friend actually consistently apply risk management? Because that's the thing that you got to perfect, is applying risk management, because the market's going to do what it's going to do, and you're not going to be able to trade perfect. Even if you understand the information perfect, how do you win in this massive industry of $6.6 trillion every day? Is perfecting risk management, because the market's going to do what it's going to do, and risk management protects you because you're not going to be able to trade perfect. And one more thing that I want to share is I used to play this American sport called baseball, and it blew my mind how much professional athletes earn in the sport of baseball, because I was pretty decent at swinging this bat right, bat to ball, and I could almost place this ball anywhere. It doesn't matter if it was a curve ball, an 80-mile or 100-mile-an-hour ball, or even if I wanted to lay down a bunt, right? Shout out to anybody that plays that amazing sport or ever played it. It's literally one of my favorite sports. And as I was training for the big leagues, and whatnot, my batting average was about 325. And people are like, man, that's crazy. And baseball players, their average is 250 to 350 for a batting average. And no one understands that that's outside of baseball for the most part. Guys make multi-millions of dollars, multi-millions, to hit the ball 3 times out of 10. Let's take a pessimistic thought behind that. They miss the ball 7 times. 7. And they make multi-millions in this sport of baseball. That is mind-blowing. They get paid to strike out, to miss the ball, make an error or something 7 times, but they make multi-million dollars. That means 3 times they make a connection, and that is exactly how trading is. When you hear this man share his major reason for being successful, and the whole reason why any trader is successful anyway in any market, it's they understand the principles and the law of R&R, known as risk management. And it's all based on that. That will be the determining factor how long you thrive and elevate in the market of trading Forex or any market is risk management. Your risk tolerance and your risk management must collide, and you must apply it every single time. And if you miss 7 trades, losing 7 trades, I'm saying, you're unsuccessful, you're not perfect, but 3 of them, you apply risk management properly, you're going to hit your goals. There's no guarantee, unfortunately. We can't guarantee, but here's the thing we can guarantee: you will not be successful if you don't understand risk management, period. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my partner in Pips, the master of R&R, non-braided hair today, Mr. Super K Curvin Cadet. My man, take it away. Say hello to the beautiful people and teach us something. Give us something.
My brother, I appreciate you, man. Hello, everyone. As John just said, I'm Super K, Curvin Cadet. As he so illustriously put, I am the master R&R, right? The master R&R master. And I am definitely here to drop some some nuggets here about risk management. Everything that John said is 130% accurate. Risk management is extremely important. Like, you don't understand the importance of it until I really break it down for you. We always talk about how trading is 90% mental, right? And 10% skill. And using and applying proper risk management alleviates the 90% of the mentality part, right? You don't have to worry about being anxious in the market. You don't have to worry about being worried or scared, having FOMO, right? So we're gonna definitely break some stuff of that down. Let me just share this flyer real quick. As you know, I teach smart money concepts, right? I am live Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays in the Ellev8 platform. Feel free to follow me if you like, right? I post charts on my Instagram all the time and give nuggets on there as well. It's important for you guys to really understand this concept I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to give some chart examples too, just based off how we enter the market, just like the banks do, and how our risk to reward is so far greater than you could really imagine, right? I'm talking about getting percentages that you're really going to have your jaws dropped and like, no, there's no way that's possible. I've had many arguments on Instagram with many different people about there's just no way you're making that much percent on one trade. It's impossible. And I just calmly tell them, okay, just watch and see. And then the next time they see my chart and they're like, well, wow, how did you do that? And the best part too, it's not even my chart that I share. Like, I'll share the students' charts. Like, this is what the students made as far as percent wise. And these people are like, how? Well, you guys are lucky enough to have this free product call, and I'm going to show you how. Okay. First and foremost, let me just drop this disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, right? Everything that we're talking about today is purely for educational purposes only, right? I am none of these CPA, CFA, CTA, ABC, XYZ, 1, 2, 3. I'm none of those things. I'm an educator. I'm first and foremost. I cannot promise you, Ellev8 cannot promise you any type of income or success. However, what I can guarantee though, if you put in the work, the effort, right, and the commitment, you would definitely see some consistent and gradual progress in this, because you have to treat this like it's a skill. And I'm actually glad that John mentioned the aspect of the sport, right? How, you know, he played baseball and he had like a 300, like over 300% batting average, which is honestly amazing. I gotta fact check you on that, John. I don't know, because sheesh. But having those that kind of mentality, understand that it is a skill first, will definitely help you and as far as your approach to the market, right? You treat this as a hobby, you're gonna get hobby results. You treat this as an actual skill in which you want to, you know, become the best at or become your better version, you're gonna be very, very successful in the end. Okay, so my style of, I'm gonna switch charts here or screens here. My style of trading and teaching is more hands-on, right? So you're gonna see me use a lot of this annotation. I'm gonna be drawing on the chart, you know, I'm gonna showcase my little art skills here. And what I wanna tell you, right, and break things down is kind of the same analogy that John was saying, okay? Think of it as he was saying that you were missing 7 different pitches, right? Or in this case, 7 pitches, right? We're gonna transfer those pitches into 7 trades, okay? 7 trades that you have lost. Now with risk management, what this means is that you are risking a certain percent to make a certain percent. It's risk versus reward. And our risk to reward ratio is minimum. And I say this very, very strongly, right? It is minimum 3 to 1, right? I'm just putting these as placeholders for right now, right? But our risk to reward ratio, so triple R's here, is 3 to, let's put this as our risk to 1, okay? This is our threshold in which we are at the most minimum aspect where we're trying to get, right? And you might be asking yourself, well, why is it 3 to 1 curve? Like, why is that? You know, and it's really a numbers thing. Okay, it's a numbers game. If it's 2 to 1 or 1 to 1, right? If you are winning 1% and losing 1%, you're pretty much as a toss-up. It's a 50-50, right? You're gonna have to win as much as you lose to go break even. If you do 2 to 1, it's a little bit better. However, you got to work just that much harder. With 3 to 1, however, where you're winning 3, right, percent to make 1%, you are at an advantage, you know, long term. Okay, let's kind of break this thing down. And remember, every single trade that we take, all of these X's will represent 1% risk. Okay. 1% risk per trade. And every one of these green would represent 3% gain on the account, right? So plus 3. And where's this red at? Let's put this -1 here. Right. So in this aspect, we could kind of see already that, well, we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades. Man, we had a terrible week, terrible month, terrible day of trading. It's horrible. However, we were practicing risk management, and each one of these losses only accounted for 1% of your account. Now, this is huge. And I want to take a little quick poll here. If you had $100 in your account, 1% of $100 is $1. Please put a yes or no. Is anyone in this call right now would be upset of losing $1 out of the 100? I'll wait. No, I'm seeing a whole bunch of no's coming in the chat. Absolutely not. Who's going to be mad about a dollar? I could find $1 outside right now. I could probably walk outside, stroll for a little bit, and might find like $1 or find 4 quarters just laying around, right? $1 is not going to kill you. It's not going to blow your account. So already you can kind of see that, okay, well, if I'm risking 1% and I lose, well, I don't have to be scared about losing in the market. I don't have to be anxious about approaching the market in some type of way, or getting into a trade, or even losing the trade at that matter, right? That's the mentality aspect. That's how we are having the edge over the 90% mentality aspect of trading, right? Of the skill, right? But let's say we had a terrible week. We lost literally 7 trades in a row. That equates to, let me put this thing back here, to negative 7% in our account. Pretty big, right? It's like, ooh, it's kind of like a hit, right? But again, let's think of this money-wise, right? We're going to focus on percent, and really, I always talk about percent over profits, percent over pips, because as the bank, we try to trade like the banks. The banks do not care about dollar signs. The banks do not care about pips. They care about percentage. The person who is at that desk trading or managing money for that bank, they're going to their manager at the end of the quarter, end of the month, end of the year, saying, listen, we are net positive or net negative this much percent. They're not going to say, oh, we're net negative 50 million. That's just not how it works. I used to work for a bank, so trust me, I know, right? They talk about percentage, so we should too. So 7% is quite high, but think about it. For $100, you just lost $7. Not that big of a deal. But because we're practicing risk management and each one of our wins equate to 3%, well, 3 times 3, simple math, that's 9% gain off of your wins. Now, quick math, put it in the chart. 9 minus 7 equals what, right? We are net positive 2%. Net positive 2%, and we had a terrible week, day, month of trading. Out of 10 trades, we lost literally over half of it. Only made only were 30% accurate, and here we are, right? You're still positive 2% of your account. They may not seem like a lot, but 2% could go a long way. And this is how you compound your account, right? Think of like when you are at the bank, right? We're always having this bank reference. When the bank loans you out money, what do they charge you on that loan? Interest. Well, we're charging ourselves interest in our account, and we are getting net positive results. Okay. Tying it back into the sports aspect, right? This is a 30% win rate, and you guys can look this up at your own time. Google professional traders, right? People who've been trading for 10, 20, 30 years. Look at their win rate percentage. It's going to be around 30 to 40%. And you may be asking yourself, like, dang, these are professional traders. How are they 30%, 40% a win rate, but they're positive, right? Or they're profitable. They're profitable professional traders, right? But their win rate is horrible. How is that even possible? And with this, with me showing you this here, right? Let me erase this here and put back my my arrow, right? Because of this concept of risk management and understanding this, they understand this to a T. And they're able to lose a lot and win a little and still become profitable because they are strongly using risk management. I don't care what type of system, what type of strategy you have. If you're not utilizing risk management, if you're not using a stop loss, you are in the wrong game, and you will definitely not have longevity in the game, right? So bringing it back to sports, think of it as a basketball player, right? Steph Curry is, I was gonna say arguably, but there's no argument. He's the best shooter in the entire history of basketball, right? And I don't know if anybody else is gonna really match him. Maybe Klay Thompson, I don't know, right? But his average is roughly about 30 to 40% around at the 3-point line. That's, again, in school, you got a 40% on your test. That's an F, you failed. In the sports world, you hit a .300 batting average. You shoot 30 to 40% at the field, right? You're that much accurate. You're literally the greatest of all time. You're in the Hall of Fame easily. Same aspect here, right? You have to understand that less is more sometimes. And having us only risking a small amount to get a lot, and remember, this is the minimum, okay? I'm stressing the minimum because I'm about to give you guys examples here, and you're going to be literally shocked at the reward that you get for your risk, from your risk. Okay, has everybody got a good grasp on what I'm talking about here? Right? Can I get a 1 in the chat? If everybody has a good grasp, I'm going to get into the charts real quick and just show you how we are getting these R&Rs that are just like substantial. Okay. Now, before I continue, I will say, do not worry about trying to understand exactly what I'm putting out there, right? There's no way for you to understand it in this, 15 to 30 minute call or however long this call is going to be, right? There's no way for you to do so. That's why I put up my schedule earlier so you guys can tune in, log in to Ellev8, and you'll be able to learn exactly what I'm about to show you today. Okay. But I'm going to show you how we are analyzing the market, identifying a specific area to enter, and because of our stop loss placement, directly equates to what we're going to make in the market. Okay, so let me erase all of this, take this out. Let's go back here. So this is GU, right? This is the pair GU. Clearly, price has been moving up and up and up, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no confusion. We can see price from back here to the left to all the way to the right. Price has been going higher. Because of that, we as smart money traders, we understand that we are looking for a specific entry to make some monies, the same monies that the banks are going after. In this sense, the monies here, or the liquidity, if you will, would be right above this area here, right? There's a specific reason why we're looking at and calling this area liquidity and calling this area that has money, right? And you're going to learn all that stuff in class, right? But our goal is to attack these highs. And before we attack these highs, we know that we want to buy, but we don't want to buy high, right? That doesn't make quite sense. We want to sell high and buy low. So we're going to identify a specific entry, and in this case, it's going to be this guy. Don't worry about trying to understand why and how I'm getting this entry here, right? This is all based off of smart money concepts, but understand that this is where I'm looking to trade and get my position in there. We have this tool available with a trading view called the long position, and we're going to plan our trade around this zone, around this area. We have our entry. Here, let me get this lined up. Entry right here. And the most important thing is our stop loss. Stop loss underneath the candlestick, right? Roughly around there. So about a 16, 17 pip stop loss. You know, I have OCD, so let's go round up to 17, make it a nice clean number, right? And we're looking to go for the monies. That's our target. Well, look at that middle number. That's the key right there. That 10, this 10.77 equates to our R&R, our reward versus our risk. So our stop loss, if we get hit, well, we lost the trade. We only lost 1% of the account. However, if price ends up hitting our target, we make 10%. Now, think about that. One trade, one position, you made 10% on your account. Now, can you find that anywhere? Right? If you put your money in the bank, 401k, your pension, are they going to get you 10% even in a year? The answer is no. You don't even have to answer. I'll tell you. The answer is no. Right? You have back when I was working a 9 to 5, right? 3 years, 4 years of work. You know what they offered as a raise? 3% raise after 4 years of work. Horrible. While we are teaching you how to get minimum 3% per trade. However, our jobs are saying, you know what, you worked so hard for 4 years, you know what, we're going to congratulate you, pat you on the back, get you 3%. And that's if you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? Most jobs don't even give you a raise, right? So if you're lucky to even have a corporate job that gives you a raise, 3% is typically the average, right? Some may give you 5, maybe some give you 2, right? But a good happy median is 3%. On this trade here, we're getting 10%. Now, let me ask you this, just yes, a simple yes or no. If it took you 2 days, 3 days, an hour, a week to make 10%, would you be mad? I hope the answer is no, right? Because I would not be mad in the fact that I was able to grow my account, especially compound my account over time right? Make 10% on one trade and practicing patience, using risk management, planning my trade, trading my plan, right? And I'm gonna make 10%. I mean, shoot, I'll wait as long as possible, as long as necessary. And as we let the trade or the market do its thing, right, we get our entry. And then once we get our entry, boom, we got our target. Very quick, 10 to 1. Let's see how long that took, right? From entry, which was roughly here, to the exit, which was here, we're looking at about 2 days. 2 days, 2 days and 4 hours. I mean, come on. To make 10% in 2 days, who could ever get mad about that? And it's because we are using a risk management, only risking 1% to make this 10%. We have an entry, we have a stop loss, and we have a target. 3 very, very essential things that we need. Our entry is just as important as our target, or I should say our target is just as important as our entry. But what's the most important thing is the stop loss. The stop loss you just cannot get away with. And if any of my students are on this call right now, please let the masses know how much of a stickler I am about a stop loss. Okay, I am a huge stickler. If you show me a chart and I don't see a stop loss, I don't even give you credit. I'm not going to give you a kudos. I'm not giving you a pat on the back. I'm not going to say good job. I'm going to say you're lucky because you just gambled. Why would you risk your entire account to make 5%, 10%, 20%? Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense. You're risking 100% to make 10 or 5 or 50? That makes no sense. For those people who over leverage, who have a $500 account and want to put a standard lot size or 5 standard, we call those Lambo lots, right? Thinking that prices are going to go to the moon, you're getting lucky, you're gambling. This is not a gamble, right? This is not a gamble. And there's a whole bunch of memes that I use, and the main one is when I'm squinting. I hope you guys can see my face. I'm like this, looking like, why don't I see something that I should see, you know? It's because I'm trying to get you guys to understand that the importance of the stop loss, the importance of risk management, because without the stop loss, you're not using risk management. You're guessing. Worse than guessing, you're hoping and praying for price to do what it wants to, what you want it to do. Because one thing as traders is that we could have 1,000 confirmations that price is going to buy from this area, and then for some strange reason, it just melts. And now most traders who don't use a stop losses, who are not practicing risk management, their account is bloody, and they're arguing and mad at their mentors and blaming everybody in the world but themselves because they didn't use proper risk management. Okay. So trust me, in class, when you guys start to come into my sessions, I'm going to talk about it all the time. When you start showing me your charts, like, oh my God, Curve, look, I'm starting to get it. I understand, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, cool. But if you don't show me a stop loss, I'm like, well, I mean, you might even get a response from me, honestly, because I just don't play that, you know? Now, let's continue, right? Let's just see how far this thing goes, because it leaves another breadcrumb, right? And we're not going to talk about the breadcrumbs too much here, but let's say because we've gotten to a position now, seeing that price is going bullish, we got one target here. Let's say we keep this target open, right? Let's keep the trade running. We see that it's keep running up, right? At this point, price is ranging, still going higher and higher, right? We're moving sideways, consolidating for those who may not know. But we, as smart money traders, understand what's going on through this consolidation. We understand that just like there was liquidity over here, it's building more liquidity up here. So we're being patient. We don't chase the market. We don't have FOMO in the market. We patiently wait for the market to come to us so we can capitalize off the great risk to reward that it is going to give us. And trust me, it's going to give it. Okay. And I'm sticking on this higher time frame on purpose too, just to give you guys some type of understanding, right? But Understand our plan of attack is based off of this down candle before price moved up. And again, same type of plan, right? We have our entry right here, stop loss just underneath the candle. So this one is a little bit bigger, right? We've had a 17 pip stop loss, and this one is a 43 pip stop loss. And before I continue, I'll let you know right now, we never take stop losses this big. Never. I'm going to teach you how we go to lower time frames to make that stop loss even smaller. But 43 pip stop loss will never, ever come out of my mouth or have you guys saying like, oh yeah, this is what you need to take, right? I want to say my max is roughly about 20 to 25 pips, maybe 30, depending if we're trading like gold or something, okay? But understand 43 pips on a pair like GU is not going to happen. But entry, stop loss, and our target, okay, that middle number is above 3. It's 3 and above, meaning that this is a valid trade, valid area that we would like to take. Because remember, our minimum threshold is that 3 in this middle. We have over 3. This is a 4.3 just to this target. So, hey, we're in there like swimwear. We'll take it. Let the market continue, right? Continues to consolidate. Does its dance. We finally get our entry, and whoo, there it goes. Does it hit our target? You're darn tootin' it hits our target. Boom, target acquired. 4% hit. How long did it take from entry to exit? 4 days. And I want to say this is over the weekend, right? So this is second. This is the, hold on, I'm trying to see if this was on a weekend play. Because if it's on a weekend, we actually could have taken out a day. No, it wasn't, right? So it took about 3 days, right? 3 or 4 days. And again, I must ask you guys this. If it took 4 days to make 4%, are you mad? Are you upset? Do you have FOMO? Are you like, oh my gosh, no, man, I can't believe that I made 4%. Darn, that sucks. No, man, absolutely not. Because again, 4%, you're not getting that anywhere. You're not going to get that at the bank with your savings account. You're not going to get that with a hedge fund or people who manage money. A lot of them are like, oh yeah, we promise you like 5% in a quarter. You know what I'm saying? They have no problem. But you're getting 4% in 4 days in a week span? I mean, come on. Now, again, I'm going to show you that you don't even have to wait a week to get this much amount, right? This is just a quick example. We're going to talk about closing this stop loss, et cetera, right? But it just shows you that with proper patience, proper planning, proper risk management, I mean, you can make a lot of money. Think back. I wouldn't say a lot of money. Let me take that back. A lot of percent growth on your account. Because I don't care about money. I care about percent, period. Percent over pips, percent over profits, always. You know why that is? Because it goes back to mentality, okay? Everything is mental. You may think to yourself, oh, I need to make $100 a day to be able to match my my 9 to 5. That's the wrong mindset, because you thinking that way, that means on Monday, if you don't make that $100, you're like, oh my goodness, well, I need to make that money on Tuesday or I'm not going to make my plan. Oh, let's say you don't make that money on Tuesday. Oh man, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I just have to make that much. You see how that starts to play with your emotions, starts to play with your psychology. But when you flip the script and say, you know what, let me think about it percentage-wise, and let's say my goal for the week is 3%. Well, Monday, I made 3%. Do I have to trade the rest of the week? No. There's no more FOMO. There's no more anxiety or excitement to try to get into the trade. Absolutely not. You made your goal in 1 day. Why would you have to have that aspect of, oh my gosh, I just need to? You know what I'm saying? That's what I think about percentage-wise. Imagine now you made 10% in 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. Now you might be good for 2 weeks. See what I'm saying? And this is bank concept. This is bank understanding, because the banks don't care about money or pips. They're moving $6.6 trillion a day. They have all the money in the world. They don't care. What they need is that when they go to their managers or their bosses or their boss's boss, whoever they have to report to, and they have to say, listen, guys, We have made this much percent this quarter, period. Now, if we go back, right, let's just kind of let this thing just go to the end here, right? And we're going to see just the potential that these trades had, right? Let's kind of go back to where we were. You see how high this thing ended up going, right? Price is currently over here, right? This is the high of where price was at. Let's look at our two positions here. Let's just look and see just the percentage gain on those positions, right? Where's the top here? Oh, there's the top. Okay. So this second one, to the top of this area here, 15%. Now, 15% may not seem that too appeasing to you, especially when you have to hold it for this long. But again, 15%, let's say you hold this for a month, 15% in 1 month, one trade, come on, man, you can't beat it. And this is only because we had such a huge stop loss, and we will never have a stop loss like this with smart money. This is the way that I teach it, and the way that you guys will be learning and trading the way that I do. You're never gonna have a stop loss at 43 pips. If you're one of my students and you have stop losses this big, we need to talk. We have to have a conversation. We got to go back on my Monday Q&A sessions. You need to ask the question, Curve, how is it possible to get my stop loss smaller? And I will show you. This example shows you this is 43 pips, but you're still getting 15%. Our first position, going back up to where this high is, 42% gain. Can I get a boom in the chat, please? 42%. That's nuts. That's crazy. That's crazy. People will look at you getting this much percent and be like, that's impossible. There's no way you're making 50%, 40% on your account on one trade. There's just no way. You're cheating. You are manipulating the charts, right? You had no stop loss. You just guessed it. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is by design. You're gonna learn that everything that happens in the market is by design. The banks have there's no such thing as coincidence in the market. I mean, it's really like that with life too, right? But there's no coincidence in the market. Everything has a predetermined plan behind the move. Always. It's not random. As smart money traders, our positions, our entries, our take profits, our stop loss are not random. They're calculated. They're specific. It's not random. We don't play by chance. Again, we're not gambling here. We're taking very educated, I guess we could say guesses, right? Because we never know what the market's going to do. But we're taking very educated approach to the market based off what we know how the banks move that market. We look at the breadcrumbs, we identify, and we take it. Now, are we going to get it right every single time? Absolutely not. It's literally impossible. We're not a bank. If I was a bank and I was right every time, you would not see me right here. I wouldn't be in front of you right now because I'd be a trillionaire, okay? Off in the beach, living in an island somewhere, just sipping my Mai Tais from a coconut, feet up in the air by the beach, and y'all would never know who I was. I'll be a ghost, a phantom if I was a bank, but I'm not a bank. So I will get things wrong. I may think that the price is gonna come here and it doesn't really go there. I may think that price is gonna go up at this position, but ends up melting. But when I'm wrong, what protects me? What protects me when I'm wrong? Can anybody tell me in the chat? What's gonna keep me sane and keep me humble and keep me not having to be, oh my gosh, I gotta make the money back. I just have to. Man, I lost this much money. I just have to. And everyone is right on the chart right now. Stop loss. The stop loss is going to protect me. Risk management is going to keep me sane and humble and understand, like, listen, this was a little loss for a major gain in the future. Because think of this number-wise, right? If we were to win this trade here, right? This is a 42-1 trade. If this was the only trade you took all year, you would have to lose 42 times in a row, losing 1%, right? 42 times in a row just to hit break even, not even blow your account, to hit break even. That's the thought process that you guys have to have and the approach that you need to have. You see what I'm saying? Very small risk, ginormous reward, all based off the simple concept of risk management, understanding the importance of a stop loss. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have, right? I'm going to put back the other screen just to have you guys just look at the schedule again, right? I am Super K. I teach smart money concepts, right? Y'all can follow me on IG if you like. I teach Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I teach 4 days a week. There's 4 chances in the week in which you can get these nuggets, get these gems, get this understanding in the market. Okay. I'm here for you, man. I appreciate you guys all being on the call. I want to respect y'all time. Just to let you guys know the time, right? Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, it's 8 p.m. Central. Fridays, it's 4 p.m. Central. Okay. So I cannot wait to have you guys in class. I can't wait you guys to see you, man. Let's kill the market. Let's kill it together. Let's become super students, all of us, right? And let's elevate. Okay. Boom.